Hello friends, it's Monday, April 23rd, 2018. Today's high is 58 degrees and it'll probably peak up past the 60s. Last week we had Blizzard Evelyn, which dropped about 14 or so inches of snow before the drifts here in Oshkosh. 22 up in Appleton. It was the third biggest snowfall in recorded history for the state of Wisconsin. And I figure I'm going to start you out today by showing you this line of shadow. So there we've got the garden, and look at this. It's packed full of snow still in almost a perfect dissolving line, which is really interesting. So we're just going to walk right alongside of it and take a look at stuff as we begin our garden tour, which is really fun. I don't entirely understand this sun line here. I mean, look at how straight it is. I suppose southern exposure over here, in part it's from where the sun is on my rooftop there, or where it comes from her house, but it's really interesting. So that's just another way to say this is the perfect spot for the garden because it gets ample sunlight. And in the winter time, when this maple tree is nice and empty, like if in the future I do a hoop house or something, it's going to get perfect sunlight there, even if it is under a tree. So as we take a look at the trees, I don't think we're going to see anything, and as you can see, no, there's nothing to take a look at, but I'm convinced that within the next 2 weeks, these are going to start going, because we have consistent temperatures for the next 2 weeks in the upper 50s and low 60s, which is what we need. I mean, if you take a look, my camera doesn't do it justice, but you can definitely see that there's buds in the top of those. And all of these are coming back to life here. Let's look at this. This is one of my companion pear trees, because pears, you know, they need to cross-pollinate. This is like got nice light yellows and greens, and it's flexible, blah, blah, blah. This is very much alive. This Granny Smith apple here is all gray-brown. It's very, very stiff. It's dead. So I was able to claim my 1-year warranty on that, and it is on its way, which is great. So we'll get a video for that. Behold the garden. Because of the snow, I wasn't able to do the building that I wanted to do in April, which is so sad. I really had intended to get the fence out here and start making some of my beds, but we had to push that back. That's okay. Let's see what grew underneath the snow. Again, there's the only bit of snow because it hides underneath the shade of the door. I have my sloggers on, which are boots meant to get gross and muddy. In case anyone's wondering, I don't think that anything will be going on the kale area yet. And actually, I don't know if I should just rip this out entirely or not. You should let me know. Because I've never just let a kale plant go like that. Over here, the strawberries, which I'm giving away. Yeah, this planter, yeah, these are all just dead. I'm just going to call that a failed experiment. That's okay, it happens sometimes. Because look at these lovely Egyptian walking onions. Aren't they pretty? All that green, that gorgeous, gorgeous greenery. I love it. And I got stuff coming up left and right. I had a viewer reach out and say, hey, where can I get some of those walking onions? So I might send out a few, or at least sell them to friends. We do have a lot of growth. Here we go. Whoa, on the gooseberries. So here, let's try to focus. It's a little hard with this camera, but you can see the green up along the shoot. These were light amber blossoms. I think the last time we had a good video a couple weeks ago, and now they're opening up. So really, this is one of the first plants to open up in the garden, which I'm excited and I'm kind of surprised about, because here we are in year 4, and this has yet to actually produce fruit. So I'm convinced that this year it's going to do it. And that means at the end of this year I'm going to have to prune it. It's so exciting. And I know nothing about gooseberries. I'm learning as I go. I've got some great resources from my UW extension though. And I'll probably post a link to what I'm reading in the description below. The rhubarb, of course, looks wonderful. You can't even tell that, that there was a blizzard, because this is just gorgeous. Oh, and it's so firm and wonderful. Look at that. We got the start of some shoots already. That's so pretty. Same with the other side, except minus my shadow. You can just see all the bulbs coming up really nicely. We don't have any raspberries coming up yet. I guess it's still a little too soon. I want them to come up now. But here in the pile of brush that I just let go, we have the tiger lilies that are starting to come up. That's what these beauties right here are going to be. It's kind of neat. I throw a lot of my big twigs and stuff here to, you know, go away and die and never think about it. And those tiger lilies just come up right through it. They don't care. Nothing to talk about here, except the soil looks really good. How nice that's drying out compared to the wet stuff. I mean, this soil is ready to plant in. If I were to put seeds in it, you know, next week, some of my cold hardy crops, I think they'd be good to go. I don't actually think I'm going to next week, but that's neither here nor there. Later this week, well, right now, I'll tell you, I'm working on a crib for the nursery for our first child, which is pretty cool. I'm excited for that, but that takes precedence because happy wife, happy life. And once that's done, then I'll get to the fence and I'll get to some of the boxes and things out here. But I guess May is going to be what I wanted to do in April this year. That's when I'm going to be doing the building in the garden, which is okay. So take a look at something. You see how the garden gate kind of looks crooked from this end, which is just wonky. I don't think it's crooked. I don't think it's sank anymore. But when you come to the outside and you look at it from street level, it looks perfect. So that's just one of the quirks of my garden that I figured I'd share with you. So really, it's the same as everything else in the month of April. The rhubarb is coming along good. The onions are starting to go, and yeah, that's it. So how about your garden? Let me know. And tell me what you think I should do with that kale plant. Should I just rip out the big stuff on the top, you know, snip it down? I don't know what to do. So thanks for the recommendations. Thanks for watching. Like, share, and subscribe if you're new. And I appreciate your advice. Happy gardening.